Issues and Tissue, a contemporary magazine program that engages and discusses issues of development within and outside the state. The program brings to the fore ranging topics like education, politics, agriculture, just name it, while we examine the nitty-gritty of the issue in focus. Join me, BC Adegboyega, every Wednesday on African Independent Television, AIT, for an exciting time. Issues and Tissue. If we can think it, we can discuss it.
Welcome to another edition of your favorite TV program, Issues and Tissue, on African Independent Television, AIT. I'm your presenter for today. Nosareme Uso is my name. And of course, you know, Issues and Tissues, we deal with contemporary issues. We discuss things as it affects the society, the country at large, education, to sports, to agriculture, to politics, to economy. And of course, today we'll have another issue to discuss, as we always do, to, educate every one of our viewers out there. And of course, I'm not alone in the studio. I have guests seated here with me. But before I introduce you to the guests, I will take a short break. And then when we come back, I will introduce you to the guest, and then we'll get to know what we are discussing today. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Issues and Tissue, a contemporary magazine program that engages and discusses issues of development within and outside the state. The program brings to the fore ranging topics like education, politics, agriculture, just name it, while we examine the nitty-gritty of the issue in focus. Join me, BC Adegboyega, every Wednesday on African Independent Television, AIT, for an exciting time. Issues and Tissue. If we can think it, we can discuss it.
All right, welcome back to the program. This is Issues and Tissue on AIT, African Independent Television. I remain your presenter, Nosareme Uso. And like I said earlier, I have guests seated here in the studio with me. I would like to introduce them. By my near right, I have Miss Fisayo. Miss Fisayo, welcome to the program today.
Thank you very much.
Please, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm Miss Abdul Lua Fisayo. I am a lecturer from Samuel Adegboyega University, Ogwa, Edo State.
Okay, thank you, Miss Fisayo. And far right, I have Miss Abiye. Miss Abiye, please introduce yourself.
Miss Abiye Jonengi, a third-level student in Mass Communication Department, Samuel Adegboyega University.
These guests from Samuel Adegboyega University, they are here to discuss with us community service, rendering services to the community, giving out, building relationship between the university, which is sited in Ogwa, and the indigents of the community. And they have a project which they carry out, and part of this project is by giving out to the society. And by giving out to the society, what they do is they try to assist school children, all right, primary school pupils, secondary school pupils. They give out textbooks, notebooks, they give out uniforms, sandals to some of these students. Before we continue, I would like to know, what is the project about? Just elaborate on it a bit.
This project was born out of passion for pupils in the community that where the school is located. Okay. The school is located in a village, or do I say, a kind of remote area where we have a lot of less privileged pupils. We have a lot of people who are struggling really to have access to what we see as nothing. These people, most of them struggle, even to feed sometimes is a problem. I think it should be last year when we, as a department, mass communication department, we there's a course I take, and the course is titled Community Relations. So, as a department in the school, knowing fully well that this course is more of practical and less of theory, so we sat in the department to think about how we can um, enhance, or do I say foster, the relationship that that has already been established between the host community and the organization. And since community relation emphasizes corporate social responsibility, we thought it needful, and we see that it's something that will really that the people of the community will benefit from. So we decided to you know begin with the project. So we began, that should be last year.
Okay, so like you said it's from the mass communication department.
Yes.
Okay, so the school as a whole, are they involved in this project too, or it's just the mass communication department?
At the moment, it's mass communication department, but as it stands, the old school, everyone, even in the community, people um, are showing interest already, because the community leaders, the chiefs, and even the king, who is known as the Onoji, the Izoge, I think that's his name. That's what he called it.
Okay.
Really embraced this project, and this made people to really be interested. So many people want to be part of it. So definitely the next project for next year, many people will want to participate in the
Okay.
project. But the one we did, the one we have done so far, is from the department.
It's from the
The
department.
students major.
Okay, so majorly it's from the mass communication department,
Yes.
not much from the school
No.
Yeah.
a whole. But I'm sure the school,
But the purpose
is
is-
aware
Of course,
of
and
the project,
and
Yeah.
very supportive.
exactly, they're
Yeah.
very supportive.
Yeah.
Okay, next question I want to ask is, how do you finance this project?
This was financed majorly by the students of the mass communication department, as some funds are being raised by them to reach out to these children in ways that they were going to appreciate. And mostly, like, our lecturers also like contributed to this by, you know, making sure we contribute well and also reach out to the student in proper manners and everything. So they also helped us in reaching out to the Onoji of Ogwa and like taking permission, taking accesses for us to like be able to reach these children appropriately without any going through like biasness and everything. So this project was strictly financed by the students of mass communication department.
Okay, let me ask, how many students are in the department?
Okay,
At the moment,
Or you could just estimate
we have 80 students.
80 students.
In mass communication department.
80 students. Okay, okay. What's the motivation behind this project?
Samuel Adegboyega University is a faith-based institution, and of course, you will agree with me that faith comes from giving, or do I say,
Okay.
faith resides in giving. There's no faith if there's no giving, right? So I want to emphasize the fact that um, it's just a normal thing to do as a faith-based institution, to reach out to those who are in need
Okay. So
around the
it's
community.
more like I would say the faith is a spiritual thing,
Yeah,
I could say, and then
giving is a spiritual.
giving is a spiritual thing,
Yeah.
and then you try to blend it with
The
the
course, the
social
academic, exactly.
responsibility
Exactly.
and all that. Okay, okay, that's a good one. So the children, is it just primary school children or I know I mentioned both primary and secondary.
At the moment, you know, we started this project last year, like I said earlier, and the intention was just to see how the people in the community will, if they were going to appreciate it or not. So what we did was it was just a, do I say, we didn't really want to do a lot then. We just wanted to just reach out to some people in the community, just to show some concern. Of course, while going to work every
Yeah.
morning, I see some students barefooted. They walk to school barefooted. Some with torn uniform, some no school bags. So I see them, even though my student might not see them. And when I'm teaching them this course in the class, I mention it. I make it known to them that in this community, many people are really suffering. And because the course has to do with building relationship, and you know
With the
that
community.
yeah, relationship is sustained when we
Yeah.
exchange, when there's an exchange.
Okay.
So we started thinking about what can we do to enhance this relationship. So part of the motivation, of course, was being concerned for the community and being concerned about those pupils. Second thing is that it's a faith-based institution. Then probably the third thing was
Was to
that
build a relationship
was
between
to
the community and the organization.
exactly, that's it.
Okay, okay, that's fine. So, what you're saying is it's not just a thing of, since we have a course that has to do with social responsibility, it's not just saying we're doing practical stuff related to the course.
Yes,
We're also trying to give out, reach out to the
Yeah.
society,
Yeah.
build a sustainable relationship,
Relationship,
like you said.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a fine one. It's like mixing education with social responsibility,
Yes.
trying to build a strong and sustainable relationship with the host community.
Exactly.
Okay, okay, that's a fun. The next question I would like to ask is the pupils themselves and then their parents. How do they feel? Like, what's their reaction usually when you do these things for them?
She might not be able to
Is it like, is it
answer.
like, is it like, were they aware? Like, did you notify them? Like, okay, we're going to before,
Beforehand.
like you're going to do something
Okay.
like this,
Okay.
or you just met maybe the chiefs, the energy, like
Okay.
you said it.
Okay.
So, what was it like?
All right. Like I said, we did uniform the child at first.
Okay.
It was just for 40 pupils then. Like I said,
Okay, that's the name of the project, Uniform the Child.
Yeah.
At first.
Yeah, that was the first one we did last year.
Okay.
And we like my HOD would say it was just a what do we call it? Like we were just test running.
Yes.
Okay.
Testing how
Yeah.
how far we can
Yeah,
go.
how far we could go, how the people. We just wanted to see how the people will see it. We wanted to see if it will be embraced, if they will frown at it, and something like that. So it was just for 40 pupils at the beginning. And then before we sew the uniform, for uniform you have to measure,
Yeah.
take measurements.
Take measurements.
So we went to the HM of those schools. Okay, it was just for a school, Izoge primary school or so. Okay, we went there to see the HM. We informed her that we want to sew uniform for those who do not have uniform or those who have torn uniforms, and then we also emphasized that for students or pupils who are interested in school, they love to study, but probably because of financial constraint, they are not able to concentrate in schools. That we want to encourage these children, and so they gave us the list. So we went again with a tailor to get the measurement. And when that was done, it was sewn, and we okay, the day we were going to the school to give them those uniforms, we had to go to the palace first.
Okay.
So we saw the king, we explained to him, the chiefs, they were all there, and the king had some chiefs to even follow us to the school. They had to go with
To
us.
accompany
Yeah.
you guys.
They had
So
to
maybe the
accompany-
school authority can see that,
Exactly.
okay, you have the backing
Yes.
of the
the
community
king,
leaders.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
all right. Thank you very much, Miss Fisai. Okay, viewers, this is Issues and Tissue on African Independent Television (AIT). Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back to discuss more with our guests on the social responsibility and how they've been able to manage and merge education with trying to provide some amenities or some aids to help the children in the community, thereby building a sustainable relationship. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Issues and Tissue, a contemporary magazine program that engages and discusses issues of development within and outside the state. The program brings to the fore ranging topics like education, politics, agriculture, just name it, while we examine the nitty-gritty of the issue in focus. Join me, BC Akpaida, every Wednesday on African Independent Television, AIT, for an exciting time. Issues and Tissue. If we can think it, we can discuss it.
All right, welcome back, viewers. This is Issues and Tissue on African Independence Television, AIT. I am Nosareme Uso, and we've been discussing with my guest, Miss Abdul Fisayo from Samuel Adegboyega University in Ogwa, Edo State, and students. Here I have Joshua Okonita with me. Joshua, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Okay, Joshua is also a 300 level student of Samuel Adegboyega University. I want to ask a question, related to your projects. Do you have plan to expand, or how do you plan to?
Presently, it's for the 300 level, and how the department wants to promote it is involving other levels, like the 100 level, 200 levels, and for the 400 level, to collaborate together in making this go bigger and larger than how it is presently.
Okay.
And in the school, we're looking at involving other departments, other colleges in the school to help us boost both financially, materially, and assistance in every way we can help in order to make this thing work better and reach more people in the next project.
Okay, thank you, Joshua. So, Ms. Fisayo, you said you started this project last year.
Yeah.
So this is a second year. Now, are you planning to continue this project, or you have a point, or you have a target that when you meet that target, you stop doing
Okay.
what you do?
Thank you, Mr. Nosa. Like I said last year,
Yeah.
we started with just a school, and this year we expanded it to 4 schools.
Okay.
Initially we were thinking that we'll just go to one school again, but getting to the palace, we met with the king, who advised that we had 100 sandals. This year. Last year was for 40 pupils.
40 people.
Uniforms for 40 pupils, but this year we have we had 100 sandals to shoe the children. And getting to the palace, the king advised that in the community there are 4 community primary schools, and he advised that
Well, there are 4 primary schools
in
in
the community.
the Ogwa community.
Yes.
Okay.
So he advised that we divide the sandals, among those schools. So what we did was he was the one that did the division, 30 to some school, to a school, 40 to another school, 20, that way, so that everyone will be
Okay, so it means that you've been able to reach out to the 4 schools
in the community.
Yes. Okay, that's a
So
fine
there was
one.
no school left out at all.
Okay, that's fine. So let me ask Joshua. Going into the new year, what plan do you have reaching out to these school pupils?
Starting from making reference from the uniform child to the shoe child. Actually, the shoe child was the idea came up because of what happened during the first one from the uniform.
Okay.
So from the shoe child now, next year will be another year for us um, to also bring out another idea of how to reach out to the school, to the students. It might be through books, through biros, through
Pencils.
pencils
Answers.
and other material things that they'll need for to foster them and foster their educational careers. Looking at some of them without sandals, without shoes, lately makes us feel the need to reach to them. And so next year, by the grace of God, we'll continue to move this vision forward to make sure that we make the community and bring out the relationship between the two of us.
All right. Joshua, Mr. Joshua just spoke to us about the plan they have for this project come the new year, which is 2021. I have Miss Oare Ade seated here with me. Welcome, Miss Oare.
Thank you.
Okay, Miss Oare is a 400 level student, and if you look at it as a last year, she was in 300 level, which is that they have said started these projects giving out to the children in the community. Now, let me ask you, Miss Ad, how was it starting these projects?
Okay, well, in the classroom, definitely when we thought about how we're going to practicalize the theory we've been taught in school, and then an idea came up to uniform the child. She communicated the idea with us. Everybody was glad to do it. HOD made it possible. We got the community relations officer to get involved in the whole project, and then we got a tailor, got measurements from school children, and then the project was
Okay,
done.
thank you. Now, I asked Joshua a question about how they plan to expand the project next year. And then he talked about doing more, like not just uniform and sandals. They could provide books,
Books,
pen, and
pencils,
writing materials.
materials.
Now, something came to my mind when he was talking. So I said, I'll ask you, Miss Oare, do you have a plan, or let me call it a vision, of going beyond the pupils in the school to the teachers?
Yes, earlier I think I've mentioned, because by next year I won't be here, but being an alumni of the school
Yeah.
forever, I would hope that the project that my set started will continue. So I think an evaluation of what we've done in the past 2 years should be taken into account. And then the teachers should also, because these children get the uniforms, they get the materials, they might not understand the importance of these materials and might continue doing their normal thing, not taking care of their uniforms. Because if I get a white shirt today and I don't wash it properly, by next week it will be brown. So the teachers can assist. So we can now go to the teachers to assist us in helping us educate these children, helping us to enlighten them on how to take care of their uniforms, how to take care of their sandals to last longer, how to use their things properly, and all that.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Oare. I would like Miss Fisayo to the same question, since you will most probably be on ground. Now, do you see a possibility where you also reach out to the teachers? You could assist, their salaries or stipends, and then you could go beyond teachers. Maybe you could start renovating classrooms, So, yeah,
Okay,
do you see yourself doing this?
that's a huge one. Why not? With God, nothing is
Of
impossible.
course, it's a
Based
faith-based institution.
institution.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Just like Oari said, I think if we are um, um, reaching out to the teachers, first it will be to educate them
Okay.
on how they could assist in ensuring that those materials last longer. Because I remember we had a project then to when we were doing the when we were carrying out the uniform the child project, which was hygiene. It was based on hygiene, washing of hands, how to take proper care of yourself as a pupil and as a teacher. So I think it will be very good if we emphasize the place of even having clean teachers. Some of these teachers also need to be educated
Okay.
on how to take care of themselves. And as an institution, we could do that. We could do that for the teachers, and also in a way talk to them about how they can educate these students on how to manage their properties. Some students just wear the sandals, they just wear anyhow, and before you know it, you get caught, and we're looking for another one. So I think the next thing to do, or what we will be doing in that regard, is to educate them on how better they can manage.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Fisayo. Quickly, before we go, I would like to know, what do you have challenges undertaking this project, or has it been going very smoothly and no issues, or are there challenges?
Of course, there are challenges.
Okay, could you share some with us?
Um, there are not just challenges. There are also there are merits to these
Okay,
projects,
okay,
which are really, really good. In the community, you discover that each time I'm passing, they stay within the school, so they might not have the opportunity of being appreciated. These parents, they see me around, and each time they say, that's the auntie that gave us this, and they're so glad, and that's a good thing. It's a wonderful thing to put smile on someone's face.
sure.
And that's an encouragement, and that's telling us to do more next time. So for the challenges, the greatest and the only challenge we had was fund. It will be very good if we have enough. If we have more, we'll do. If we have enough money, that's what I mean. We'll do more.
Okay, so about earlier you mentioned getting, some kind of support from the community chiefs, the
Yeah.
onagers,
People are now showing
and
interest.
people are showing
Yeah, the
interest.
honorary, the chiefs in the community, lecturers in the school, the vice chancellor himself,
Okay.
Other departments, especially corp admin, because corporate social responsibility is actually a public administration course, and people from lecturers from those departments
Okay, but
are willing to
how about
participate.
getting sponsors? Maybe government, maybe individuals, corporate organizations sponsoring your projects.
Yeah, definitely, it should be a plus because when these people come in, if we can get the Edo State government, because we're in Edo State, or we can get non-governmental organizations or just individuals who want to put smiles on children's faces, it will go a long way because we'll be able to even go beyond Edo State. Going
Okay.
global is one of the greatest achievement we'll make if we have sponsors to contribute to the whole idea of uniforming the child or showing the child.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Fisayo and Ms. Oare. Of course, as a faith-based institution, we hope that starting from Ogwa in Edo State, you can move global. Like she said, with time, you go beyond outside Edo States.
Little drops of water.
Exactly.
Makes a
All
lot.
right, viewers, this is Issues and Tissue on African Independent Television, AIT. And of course, we've been discussing with Ms. Fisayo and some of our students from the Samuel Adegboyega University in Ogwa, Edo State. I'm sure you learned some things, you got some insights on what it is to give to the society, especially a society where you have an establishment, in this case, an institution where they groom pupils, a university, and so you try to build a lasting relationship between your institution and the host community. And I'm sure with this, a lot of other people out there can learn from what Ms. Fisayo has been able to do in her department, the mass communication department, with her students. I remain your host for the program today, Nosareme Uso. Until we meet again next week, same time, same station. Keep watching AIT. Thank you.
Issues and Tissue, a contemporary magazine program that engages and discusses issues of development within and outside the state. The program brings to the fore reigning topics like education, politics, agriculture, just name it, while we examine the nitty-gritty of the issue in focus. Join me, BC Akpaida, every Wednesday on African Independent Television, AIT, for an exciting time. Issues and Tissue. If we can think it, we can discuss it.